we have. It will not stay there. It will always, there's always room for improvement and room for additions of functionality that will keep we, the customer, because we are customers, we are founders who will be using this product. And sometimes there are things that we can have challenges. Mr. Ashburn will look at it and say, okay, how will the customer do their job from end to end? Now we know these challenges, we can add it there so they can easily stick on our products and then use it completely without looking for another product or looking elsewhere for something. Now, what will happen? Say we have a product, we've already built it. The developers will go in, they continue to develop piece of functionality that Mr. Ashburn have tell them, please, we need this to be added on old mail or old tracker, old trim, old decks, everything, whatever Mr. Ashburn will think, they will go in, they develop it. That is called continuous development. Now we go to continuous integration. Once they develop, they have to integrate it. At that process of integration, there is testing, there is security, there's a lot of things going on to integrate it. By the time you want to integrate a piece of function or just a piece of function to an existing, there is challenges, there is risks. One of the things you are thinking, what if I add it? What will happen to the existing one? Will it break it? Will it destroy all our hard work? Now, that is a thoughtful process, a process that really needs, proper testing and proper thorough thinking before you integrate a new thing to an old or existing one. That's it. Even if you want to integrate it to what you are building, in building new product, there's still integration. You like building blocks, you're building a house, you put the blocks together, you have to make sure the blocks fit with each other. Now, by the time you successfully integrate that to an existing or what you do is continuous testing. Testing will continue. It can be beta testing, alpha testing, which is test that is done in-house by the QA and quality assurance and the developers and all of those things. There are a lot of testing going on. Different type of testing. That will be a topic of another day. But we, the founders, we are doing the last phase of testing, which is called beta testing. Now we'll do all of those testing. Once it works, what will happen? They will deploy it either to the live environment or to whatever environment they want people like first eye or second eye or third eye to look at. So if the third eyes are looking at it, they'll put it in another environment, they can call it staging, give it a name. Once they're looking and they're happy, then they'll take it now straight to the market. And that is what is called continuous delivery. It means they will continue to develop, integrate it, put it new one to the existing products, or they will build new products and put it out there. So because we should remember that ONPASSIVE is an IT company, a global IT company. An IT company doesn't stop building software. And that's why we are at the right shape of our lives. It is really good to be in ONPASSIVE. The moment you just think about IT company, you are just in the best place. And I will leave it there. I just want to show you this diagram. If there's any question we'll take, I will leave monitoring and feedback for another day. So thank you very much, Lynn.
Thank you very much. I had no idea. It's all new for me. Good information. Thank you. All right. Next, we have Vincent Ete from United Kingdom, and he's going to be talking about how continuous delivery is going to impact the database structure. So take it away, Vincent.
Well, thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Marty. Thank you, Collins, for this wonderful presentation. Thank you, Bob, also for your wonderful presentation. So I will talk very little about the database, what's going to affect the database regarding the continuous delivery, because part of the continuous delivery, we have also the database when within the release or application issues relating to the database. So anything we do, we're going to increase the database, because when we do a release, that means we are adding a piece of a software or a piece of application to the existing one. So in that case, because anything can go wrong. So in order that we get everything work smoothly and as expected, so the best thing we need to do, first of all, is to trying to get a backup of the database. So we get a backup. A backup is a copy, have a copy of the database put in a safe area where in case anything go wrong, we can use that backup, a copy of the database we have stored somewhere safe. We can use that to restore the database. So the restore, we use that to restore the database so that if something goes wrong, like let's say we're doing the release and then the release failed, so everything will just go wrong. So we use that backup to restore the database back to the existing where the database used to be before, so that we can have a continuous delivery system work as the way we want the system to be. So in the backup, when we were doing the release, also, and then thinking of the restore is the restore the system allow us to get everything back so that we don't lose anything. And then we think also about the capacity, because part of the restore, after the restore, we need to think about the capacity, because the capacity, if we don't have enough capacity to host, because anytime we do that, is going to increase the existing one. So we need to think also the capacity or the storage. The existing capacity or storage can host what we're going to do, because if we don't do that, it's going to affect we're going to affect the system we're trying to release. So if the backup, the storage is not that much, it can affect the system. It can bring even outage, and then the outage, or maybe it can also have a performance issue, slow down the system. So this is the thing we need to control, but the capacity also. And then after we check the capacity issues, we have also to make sure that we have the database have a consistency. So the consistency means that the database still be reliable, the database is scalable, and then the database have the high availability. That means we can still continue connect to the database, is still available to the customers, is still available to all the employees. And then we have we make sure that everything's working as it used to be. So this is the control we also do, that before we can say that everything's working fine. We check all the application connecting to the database, make sure that everything is working as expected, or before we start the continue delivering. And then the last part of thing we need to check, we also need to check the security part. The security part is like those people who will be involved of the continual delivering, they will need access to connect to the database. Like you need to give them less privilege, not give them too much access, because if you have too much access, we don't know what they can do wrong again, and then it can affect the system. So we give them less privileges so that they don't go beyond what they're expecting to do. So in one word, this is how the continuous delivering can affect our database. And then this is the step or the defining requirement we need to do before we can carry on with the continual delivering with the database. So thank you, Angelina. I will leave it there.
Thank you very much. I was wondering if you could define database for us in a really simple way for those of us who are not technically inclined. What is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A database simply is the collection of data in a computer system. So it's like when you go to the supermarket, for instance, all the products like tomatoes, onion, everything, they are all stored in a computer system called the collection of all the information you have in your store. You put in that system, that's why they call it the database. So if you go to, let's say, if you go to any company, like maybe any company, you see that the employees, the name of the employees, or all the people, the customers, they are all stored in one system. And then when we need it, we use the computer system to go to it and retrieve the information from the customers or maybe the employees. We want to know maybe a date of birth. HR can use it, for example, looking for all the people working there, or maybe data, we want to look for special information. You can say, okay, we want to look for a lane, or maybe date of birth, or maybe employee security number. We can use the database to retrieve this information. So it's a collection of the data in a computer system organized in the structural computer system. So this is how the database works. So in every system or every corporate, we have a database. Hospital, anything we do nowadays, even mobile phone, when you use our mobile phone, all the information we retrieve in our mobile phone, they are stored in the database. So it's like a collection of information in a computer system.
Thank you very much.
So,
I would imagine that ONPASSIVE, because it's an IT company, holds a tremendous amount of data, right? Through the software. I can't just, I'm just imagining there's a lot of data as well as founder data as well, right? O-Network contains data. So I think that the database needs to be secure. So this is a good segue to Oliver Fonte, whose field is IT security, and he's going to talk about security and other issues pertaining to continuous delivery.
Yeah, hi everybody. Greetings from Baltimore, Maryland. I want to greet everybody and I say I'm continuous delivering. Let me just break a little bit what continuous delivery means. I'll give a simple example with our house. Continuous delivering is we have email. Now the CEO or the tech guys in Hyderabad, they added another new feature to it. It's like you have your house, there was no fence in the backyard. When you added the fence there, that is what we call continuous delivery. It has added a value, additional value in the house. Then for our moms and our wives, our sisters that they do have their house, they always like their kitchen to have an island. That if the house came with no island, you added an island in that house. That is continuous delivering. You've added the value. So that is why the CEO keep telling us that we are going to add value in our products, and we are going to be 5 years ahead of all the tech companies. And before they get that 5 years where we are, we'll move to the next. Now we are at the top in Burj Khalifa. So that is continuous delivery. Already we are at the top because we are ahead of all the tech companies, because we have an office in Burj Khalifa that is continuous delivering that we've not even launched. So I just want to define that word continuous delivering to the layman understanding, so that we should understand what is continuous delivering in IT. It applies also in our normal common lives. So let me go by the security part of it. We should remember that when you add new feature in any product, or desk, or mail, or tracker, that additional features that you add is continuous delivering. There must be also security in everything. Remember that we followed the agile system development life cycle that Colin just showed from the beginning, from the initialization to monitoring and maintenance. We'll come to that maybe next week. In every phase, the developers, when they do write the code, there must be the security engineering must also be there to make sure that the security code are also there and will be tested before we move to the next phase. Now that Collins talk about the integration part of it also. Before they integrate, before they have to do any integration, it has to be tested also to make sure that security is also there in that phase. Because without that, it's going to cause a lot of problems. If they miss to write the code or to integrate security in any of them, then we are going to have problems. And I know our guys in Hyderabad, they do understand that. And before it goes, they deploy it to the non-production environment. I always say this, to the non-production environment for the final testing. You know, I don't want to talk about the database also, because my brother Vincent just talked about the database, the security in the database, the giving the privileges and the revoking of privileges, you know, and they give you permission based on your task, on your functionality that you're doing. That is also security. I don't want to touch that part because Vincent already elaborated on that. But before it goes to that non-production environment for final testing, to make sure that the security in all the phase of the new features that they want to add, that the continuous delivering, they have to check and test all the security features that are there before they deploy it. Now, after they finish in the non-production environment testing and the security is there, everything is checked. Now comes the area now to roll it out. Now we do the alpha and the beta testing. That we just did the beta testing with the other products. We also, as we are checking and testing also in that production environment that is ready for that they will deploy it. Now the CEO came out, my brother Bob just mentioned also the third eye. The third eye, they will also make sure they do their work. They will test it also. They check, they make sure that everything is okay. If they don't break anything, bam, we are good to go. Like most of the products that I know now, I would suspect that they are ready to go. And they also have network security in all the phases. When they are checking, they have to check, make sure that the network security from the servers and everything, they are also there. The brute force testing also comes in. Brute force, what does that mean? Somebody want to hack your account. They might go now and try and to test your all kinds of passwords. Use your name and your date of birth. If they know your date of birth, your zip code, mix it to test it. 3 times it will block that account. That is what we call brute testing, and they have to test that one also. Then you have database production testing also. This come in all the phases. They are all mixed in the phases of the testing, and this is all comes with the continuous delivering, because they are doing everything all over again from the agile system, from the agile development life cycle. They follow the same life cycle. Come again also, we do have what we call access to application testing. They have to make sure that all the rules, the rights in all the applications, like your name, in banks, you have people's addresses, everything. They have to test it also to make sure that the hackers, the bad guys, they cannot come in. This comes in also with the continuous delivery. So I just wanted to say that in short, and my brothers, they've also said a lot in it. And in that continuous delivering also, they also do the pen test, the vulnerability scanning, all these things are also, they will perform all that same task to make sure that in the security part of it, we are good to go. And I'm sure 98% security guys, we don't give 100%. We don't give 100% when it comes to IT security. But 98, 99%, I'm sure all our products now that are ready to go to roll out to the public, to the market, I'm sure we've passed all those tests. In the next 6 months, 1 year, the CEO will come and announce that we have more features in this product, in O-Mail, O-Tracker, O-Virtual, O-Academy. We will be adding more features, addition, that is continuous delivering. And that is how the value of all our products will increase. And continuous delivering will be, they will perform that continuous delivery in all our products. All our digital products is going to apply to all of them. That is what in the next 1 year, we are going to have that value, going to increase value to all our products, and we are going to be ahead of all the tech companies. Because what we have advantage. We ONPASSIVE products, we have advantage. Why? We have artificial intelligence from scratch, the 100% automated, and the integration part. That the other tech companies, what they do, they patch. We don't patch. We have, all the products are our products. What the other tech companies are doing, they are buying other software or other products, bring it over to them, revamp it, and put it to the market. But all our products belongs to our products. They are ONPASSIVE products from scratch. And when we want to do our continuous delivering, we already have a template. The template is there already. So it's not going to take that long. The continuous delivery will be tack, 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 So, and the CEO mentioned to us maybe last year that after we finish with all our products that are now in the market, if we want to increase the value or additional products to come, we have a template already. He can say, okay, it will take us 6 months, 5 months, or 2 months to finish a product and roll it out to the market. So I will leave it there for any questions, concern. We are ready to answer your question. Thank you.
I would like to ask a little bit. of a question. So when you talk about AI built with AI from scratch versus patching, could you give an example, a real life example that would help us to understand that concept and the difference?
Okay. Maybe Bob, and I will start, then maybe Collins and Bob and Vincent, they can continue. Our products, they've built our products all with AI, artificial intelligence, automated. The automation is 100%, and the integration. You have other tech companies, theirs is not, it's just normal products without AI. What they are doing now with their AI, that I say they patch, like my brother Bob will always say that I'm a distinct engineering, reverse engineering.
Reverse, yeah.
Reverse engineering. That now the reverse engineering means that they have a product already. Now they want to add artificial intelligence. It's not from foundation. Ours is from foundation. It's like you build your house. I think Bob, I'll leave Bob to explain that part. He has a good example to explain that reverse engineering part of it. That you build your house the way you do your plumbing is not the accurate way. It's the old 20 years old, 1990 years plumbing that was there. But now our plumbing, now that we are doing in the 2022 houses, are modern plumbing. You know, so you cannot compare a house for 20 that they've constructed for 2020 with the house that has been constructed for 2010. These are two different things. Bob, you can take it from there also and give you.
Let me just add before Bob will come in. Let me add, Oliver.
Okay.
Yes. I know we're talking about patching. Some company do AI. Let us not confuse about that. They do AI, some build, because yes, there are a lot of companies, because when you talk about technology, and I will go a little bit because you've asked Lynn. You know, when you start to build technology, people use old coding, old programming language, like Visual Basic, all of those coding language are something that you cannot build artificial intelligence upon, because they were not made to build artificial intelligence. But when we move to the latest one, when we're talking about JavaScript, I know people who are engineers will know JavaScript, C++. Those are the technology that the template or the framework that you can write code that can behave like humans. You know, so what ONPASSIVE, because now we are in the era of that latest technology, because we know technology evolve. And because we have that privilege, ONPASSIVE the privilege, because this is the era, the time of artificial intelligence. That is why everything was built using artificial intelligence, because we have that capability to use latest template framework to build it. So as Brother Oliver said, those companies who are trying because they want to get some market share, they will use the latest technology, but they are trying to patch, like you take an old brick and you try to put something new around. But remember, for how long will you do that? There are times that everything can collapse, and that's why you see some company will build, go, and then they stop. They cannot continue anymore, because if they move one step further, everything will fall apart. A lot of companies don't do it. They just said, you know what, we'll do a little bit and stop, because they know it can just collapse the whole system. So that's what Brother Oliver is meaning by patching, because you try to get something quick to sell, but you cannot move forward, because if they ask you to move again, you can't. But ONPASSIVE will move because we already have that template, because honestly, the company was formed in this era of artificial intelligence, where the latest coding facilities are there. That's the thing I wanted to add. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me take it a little bit. So just to add to what my brothers have said, let me give a really good example to add to what Oliver was saying. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can say this. We know that we have our O Connect, ONPASSIVE O Connect. It has what we call the auto translator that we have built it inside. right? It comes with it. I can tell you that I don't want to call the name. I can tell you that there's another company that has their own video conference. And I did a review of them recently. What they have done, they are trying to also implement their auto translator. But they have gone out and bought a third party. Another company is doing the translating. You see? So they bring this other company to do the translation part of they integrate this third party to their own system to do the translating for them. That's how they patch it to make good of what we are doing. But what ours is, we have built ours from scratch. It's part of our system. But I think Oliver was trying to want me to explain how I see ONPASSIVE in the big picture in the 21st century versus the other companies. Remember, ONPASSIVE is 21st century companies being built now. Most of the other companies, they were built, they were sometime around 1998 to 1990, 2000, and stuff like that. We did not talk much about artificial intelligence. Has been around for a while. Yes, we did not talk much about them then. So most of them are built without artificial intelligence. For instance, I see ONPASSIVE like a house that is being built today, right now, 21st century house. Remember, I have this example where I say you are away from their house and the mailman is coming to deliver a check at your door. You know that it is a rainy day, right? You are away and you know that check is about $50,000. You know, if the mailman drops that check on the mailbox, it's going to get wet. So, but you are away, you can see, you check on your phone, you can see the mailman walk up to your door to knock on your door to see if you are home. You are not home, but you can see the mailman and you can talk to the mailman via the speaker on your camera. And then you direct the mailman to go around to your garage, and then you can remotely open your garage from wherever you are for the mailman to slide your check under your door. That is ONPASSIVE. Now, I'm just trying to explain. That is ONPASSIVE now. So, but the other companies, they are not like that. So what they are doing, for instance, let's take Google, for instance. They have a 21st century building, nice, tall, 50-story building that was built in 1998. So now they're trying to implement AI from scratch. It is like you have built this beautiful, nice, beautiful building. There are people in there already. All the stores, shops, people are going up and down, going up and about. And then you come now and you want to reconfigure your plumbing system. Could you do it? Yes, you can do it, but it's going to take a long time for you to get there. While ONPASSIVE is the 21st century house that we are building today. So which house are you going to buy? If you were to buy a house now, would you buy a house that is being built right now, which is ONPASSIVE, or one that was built 25 years ago? That's how I just want us to see it.
That was wonderfully explained. I get it. And I also see that we'll be way ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Because we started with the AI template from scratch. So I think it'll be hard for anybody to catch up to us or even surpass us. That's what my opinion is. All right. We would like to have Marty share. Go ahead, Marty. Marty DeGarmo.
Yeah, very interesting, guys. Thanks. That was really, really cool. For me to understand it better, the way I see it is you have a third party of anything, right? On marketing, you can go out and buy a script. It's a code that was already put together of your basic website. You buy it, you get it, then you have somebody put it together for you. You can add a couple bells and whistles, but the foundation you can't change. You can, but it's like getting, like Bob said, you have this big building, beautiful building, year 2000, and now you want to come in, and at the top of the building, you want to build a big structure. Well, the foundation's not ready for it. ONPASSIVE built the foundation in coding for all things to come in and intertwine. From the beginning, it was built to handle all of the technology, all of the artificial intelligence. To feed that in later is really difficult. Example, even when they did O-Founders, the O-Founders site you see now is the second one. We never saw the first one. Asked me if I scrapped it, because what they did is they kept adding to make it better on GoFounder. And it got to the point that adding made it work less efficient, because it won't accept all of the different stuff they wanted to add to it, because the foundation was not O-Founder, it's GoFounder. So he built it from scratch. Same thing with all the stuff here. You can get a third party and you could go out and buy a third party anything, by the way, a mini YouTube, and where it will take in videos, it'll do all the, but to get it like Ash wanted it, where department store number 1 and department store number 100 link together and they run together like a fine watch. You're not going to have the difference where one's can't run right with the other one because it was built in 2004, the other one was designed now. Everything he's designing is for tomorrow. So if he starts it, he's building it and interlinking them as he goes. It's not a third party. Listen, when he first started ONPASSIVE, he was going to have a marketing platform. A lot of the stuff that was going to be brought on was third party. In other words, it's out there, you buy it, you had a couple of bells and whistles and you call it your own. Ash decided a couple of years ago, that's not what he really wants. I need to build it from scratch, because exactly what these gentlemen just told you, if you build it from scratch, anything you bring in now, all the windows fit, the roof fits perfectly. If you want to add an addition, it locks right in place like Lincoln Logs. It's not like you got to keep bending it and twisting it to get it to work with the system. The system is designed to grow, is what I'm trying to say. The system was built to grow. It wasn't built to stay here. And if you do that in the beginning, which he did, now if you add on a massive something that, with a lot of data, like tons and tons of data, it can handle it. Because why? The foundation, like I said a long time ago, has been made for the biggest plane that ever flew. Now, is it the biggest plane yet? No, but it doesn't matter. When it becomes where it's going, which I don't think will ever end, that foundation is thick, it's strong, it's long, and can handle anything we add to it. Like everything he did, if you listen to him, how much strength do you have? How many people can join ONPASSIVE? And most companies, 10,000, 50,000. He said, I wanted to be able to handle 1 billion. Guys, that's insane. That's insane. He didn't have to do it. The other thing these guys are saying that I'm catching, a lot of companies build stuff as cheap as they can. It does the job. You want a flashlight, it shines. That's not ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE says, I want this and this and this. And then what is the cost? Not how much would it cost me to get this? Ash says, I want this, 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 and this. They come back and say, well, that's going to cost you blah, 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 blah. So what? Do it. Do it or die. That's how fortunate we are that he has that mindset where if I can have this, I want this. Now, we look back 100% uptime, right? That's a big deal. Hundreds of thousands of people hit the site at one time. It never blinked.
Yeah.
It never blinked. And guys, let me tell you, Facebook even gets binged once in a while and shuts down, okay? It happens. It could still happen, but man, for it not to happen up to this point, unless they say do it, we have it made, because his mindset is, I want the best. In fact, I want better than the best. If something new came up right now, today, as we're speaking, he would add it. And the foundation, the structure of data, and the coding is ready for anything he wants to add. That's why it takes time. That's why it's working the way it is. That's the best way I understand it. And I am not a tech guy, but I'm just saying best way I can understand it. That's all I got.
All right.
love it.
Miss Lynn, we have a question in the chat. It says, can anyone explain a little bit on what data synchronization is all about?
Any of you can take that.
Okay, but thank you, Antolin. Yeah, data synchronization. Let's say we have people working from different location. Let's say we have a different location. Someone can be in maybe New York, and someone could be maybe in Washington, and then they are working in two different remote offices. But the data, when I put the data in the system, and then the other office, they have also the same data over there. So the data synchronization make that the data the information I put in here, the information will synchronize to the other offices in Washington so that they have the same level of information of the data. So if let's say if I put maybe B in our system right now, I'm in New York, you are sitting maybe in Washington, you will get that the information B I put in the system, it will reflect to you there. You too, similar way, when you put the information there, I be sitting in New York, I can get the same information. So this information is like a way of communicating to each other. So anything, any update you put in there, any other person also go to the system can get the same information. So that's the synchronization between maybe two data. So the data A and B, they communicate together, and then they have the two of them, they communicate, the synchronization bring the same level of information for the both sides. I don't know if I make it clear, if people understand that way.
That sounds good to me.
Let me just add it to make it more simpler, because I think they use the word synchronization. It's about uniformity of data. So when they say something is out of sync or is synchronizing, say you are getting the data, it's just the uniformity. So like what Bra Vincent said, once you enter something, it should be uniform to what they have entered. So if somebody search, it's the same information they are getting across the system.
Good deal. Go ahead, Lynn.
That sounds good to me. That clarified it. All right, so at this time, we would like to open it up for questions and comments from our participants today. So what you'll do is just raise your hand electronically. Then we hope to have you keep it on the topic of continuous delivery or related. All right, don't be shy. But in the meantime, I'd like to offer the panel, our IT specialists, an opportunity to expound on any particular thing you want to at this time until we get questions. Any one of you four, you can go ahead and add some information while we wait for questions.
Let me add something that though is out of continuous delivering. What we have in our system API that is inbuilt also. This is one powerful feature that is inbuilt in our system. The CEO said it the other day, I think that was the beginning of this year or end of last year, that will have inbuilt API. That's application programming interface. Yes, that means that we can connect other applications to our own applications. Some tech products or some tech companies you cannot use. For example, Apple. You can use. They don't have API in their products. You know, there are some other products out there in the other industry, in the other provider that you have to buy an external API to connect before, you know. So the good news is that our CEO, he is so proactive that he sees things that will happen in the next 10 years and we have them in our system, which is something that I just wanted to add, you know, that is out of them continuous delivering. So that if we want to do the continuous delivering also, that feature is there. We take it from there and continue with it. Thank you.
Bro Oliver, yes, you just added something, and just want to add a little bit. on that API so we don't get confused. So Apple has inbuilt API just within their product, but you cannot connect it to external products. So it cannot go externally, but it's something that is within them. So their system is, how do they call it? You have systems that are all close together, because one of the things that they are doing is because they want to get that market share. It's just like HP products. If you buy HP products, like some of the products you use, you cannot connect it. You must buy another HP product, which is so expensive. So most people like open source product. An open source product is product that they give you, they have internal API, millions of them, because what is API? API gives you the ability to talk to one function to the other. You call a function using API. But when you want to connect to an external product, for instance, somebody comes to buy our product, we must give the person access. Most of those companies don't give access because they want to keep it so you can continue to buy, and a lot of people, if you don't give them access, they don't want to use your product. For instance, what our CEO have done well, you can come for one product, for instance, ODEX. Just for ODEX, you can integrate it to your software you have and use our ODEX via our external APIs to connect to your own API, application programming interface. They give you the access. The only thing you have to do is to modernize your product to suit our product. So you modernize it. So everything we give you, you have to just go and then modernize yours and say, okay, now our system can talk to your system. And that is the beauty about ONPASSIVE, where everybody can manage it. And then one of the things I wanted to say here is, though we have used a lot of technical terms, please don't be scared. We are just here to make all the founders, just to assure you that what the CEO is doing, he's on top of his game. He really knows what he's the master of it. So we just sitting behind as tech professional, just look at our system, and when he use certain terminology, we can break it down to the founder, not for you to really know the tech stuff, but just to know that IT solution takes time to build, and everything is a process. Because when you miss one process or one particular process, everything will just collapse. And I'll give this scenario. Look at, for instance, all the planes we are using. There was a day I said it to Mama Gracie, was just like, my God, I will not enter plane. Plane is controlled by computers. We know that. The only thing the pilot will do is to take off and land. Once it's in the air, it's controlled by computers. The pilot can go and sleep. Nothing, but nobody knows that. So those who are testing and building this thing, if they miss one process, what will happen? The plane will drop. How many people will die? Hundreds or thousands of people will die. Think about ONPASSIVE. We are coming as a big players. We'll be building software. We don't know if our CEO one day will say, I want to build a dashboard for the biggest plane in this world. What will happen? The founder need to sit, relax, and will not be asking the question, oh, when is it? When is the dashboard coming? When is it? It is a process. And that process is well-calculated process. The moment you miss one thing, what will happen? Everything will fall apart. And to be honest, I know our CEO will dominate it in every sector as fit. And we should just relax, be happy, and enjoy the ride. That's the only thing. But don't really take this technical stuff to mean anything. It's just like we're just trying to give an overview of what we think is happening behind. So I'll leave it there.
Let me just follow through with you, Collins, talking about our APIs and then integrating with other external APIs. When you said that, my mind just thought of our OChat. Our OChat is one product that I think is also going to be very good for other customers, because OChat, as you know, is a product that other companies are going to use. And our OChat has been developed very well. It's one of the ways that I think our founder and our tech professionals have really demonstrated the awesome power of artificial intelligence. This OChat is actually like a virtual agent, like a human being. So other companies are going to be able to modernize their system, their API also, so such that they could have the benefit of the OChat working for them, just as it's working for us. So I just wanted to add that.
Anything else before we go on to Paul, who has a question or comment? All right, let's take Paul's question or comment. Hello, Paul. Go ahead and
Hi,
unmute.
Lynn. Hi, all.
Hello.
Hello.
Great job, guys. So would adding a spreadsheet within the OMail, would that be a good example of what you guys were discussing earlier? And also would adding not a spreadsheet, but I mean a word processor within OMail, and would adding a spreadsheet in OCounting, which I'm not sure if it's there yet, but would adding a spreadsheet in OCounting, would that also be another example of what you've been discussing?
Let me answer
All
this
right.
question.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
Collins.
go ahead, Oliver.
Okay, Collins, let me take it. Then maybe you come later. I know, and in the Hebrew or the Jewish community, Bob and myself went there. I don't know if it's Bob or Collins went there. They asked the same question about OCounting, about the spreadsheet. We don't know the final document, or we've not seen the modality of that. But I'm sure with OCounting, I'm just speculating. I'm sure that with OCounting, there must be at least a spreadsheet there. I don't know. We don't know until we see the final, the finished product.
Design document.
Or the design document, the workflow. Then we will be able to know that, okay, is there. But I think when you talk about OCounting, there should be a spreadsheet in there that you can easily use to manage the numbers, because OCounting is numbers. You know, it's used for accounting. Yeah, Collins.
Yes, as Brother Oliver said, yeah, that is correct. Brother Oliver is right. When we talk about continuous delivery, whatever the CEO see fit, the CEO will add it. And once they add it, if it wasn't there, like Brother Oliver said, it wasn't there before, Brother Oliver gave an example of building a house. You have your house, and if you add fence, that is continuous delivery because you're adding value. So if the CEO thinks that spreadsheet is necessary, and they add it, that is continuous delivery. It means our CEO have just added a function and a value on top of something that wasn't there before. So you are right. If they add it, then that's continuous delivery.
And also the word processor for within OMail.
Correct. If they add it, then
same. Yeah. Same thing.
Does that sufficiently answer your question, Paul?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for asking. All right.
Welcome.
Well, we've got a quiet group tonight, not too many questions. So I want to give you guys the chance to discuss whatever topic you want to related to continuous delivery.
And there was a question in the Q&A that I answered. Told her to raise her hand, and I think you brought him on. Latonya, I think it was. Is she on here?
Oh, I see. Latoya says, how can founders add continuous feedback now? I have a lot of ideas to share that would help us as end users. And Ron said, it is on the topic being discussed. Raise your hand. So Latoya, go ahead. If you'd like to explain your question a bit more, feel free to raise your hand. Are you there, Latoya? All right.
It seems like she wants to say like continuous feedback, like in terms of what we can add, like continuous delivery. So maybe she might want to go through support and then give her suggestions or something. I don't know if it is related to us, like answering her question. It sounds like she means like feedback for additional functionality, things that can be added to our existing system, which.
Hey, Lynn, can I add something?
Yes, please.
There's a big shadow of things we do not know. If we let this thing launch, there'll be a clear picture, because I think sometimes we're asking for something that is already there and we don't know it yet.
We don't know yet.
We just don't know. But I think if they launch and you have an idea, like everybody here knows Ash by now, if it's needed, he'll build it. it will be added. But I think, I really believe, I hear about a spreadsheet and all that. Listen, it's been thought of by great minds, a lot of input, a lot of stuff that that's done in his lifetime, a lot of input from tech people. I think we'll be surprised of some of the items that we're saying. I have a lot of ideas, might already be there, is all I'm saying. It might, let's give it a chance to launch, and we might say, oh, I don't need to bring that up. There it is. Because I think if he sat down and told us everything that everything does, we will not launch until 2035. So let's wait and see what happens, because I believe it'll be there. That's my opinion. I really think that there's no use looking inside the cake. We'll get the ingredients later.
Good, thanks,
Good
Mark.
point. That makes sense, actually. All right, we have Tina from Singapore. How are you, Tina? Let me unmute you. All right. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, or everywhere you go. Hi, world. Firstly, I would love to thank Lynn and Ron for this beautiful, beautiful, and really informative Friday Night Live every week. I in private conversations have been telling Lynn that I love technology and I believe in the power of the internet. Have been since being an early adopter of the internet. I've seen it evolve, but I'd love to actually talk about the OConnect, the translator that Uncle Bob was talking about just now. I have been in one webinar where they actually have the transcript of the people speaking. It was in English, but it's probably from a third party or maybe Google Translator. And what I saw that was lacking, and probably because they may have some AI and machine learning in it, but there are some words, as we all know, when we use Google Translate as well, there's some words that they can't translate accurately, and it comes out gibberish. So I am really looking forward to really try out our our OConnect translator, and that was one thing. And believing in another development, and I know our visionary CEO would probably, like Marty said, he's probably done it. It's already in the works. I would love to see our chat to be visually not a person, but maybe a robot speaking to us verbally. Yeah, that would be awesome. But I'm sure he's thinking about it too. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. I love what you guys are doing. I would love to have you in Singapore, some of those Singapore webinars as well. That would clarify some of the tech things to our people. Singapore is supposed to be the second advanced technology, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thanks for having me and letting me speak. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tina. I
Thank
think
you, Tina.
That would be one of the real stacking the cool, right? Having the robots. I'm sure Mr. Ash, when he hears this, is going to really think about it. That would be one hell of a continuous delivery, having the robot actually seeing it talk. Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's doing an awesome job though behind the scenes. The OChat is a virtual agent. It's the person that's really working for each and every one of us. That's why Mr. Mufara made a statement at one time when he said that there will be a day where you check your back office before you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you check your back office again, you run outside naked. Do you guys remember that?
Yes, I remember
that is
that.
because there's somebody working behind the scenes for you while you are asleep, and that's OChat.
That's right.
It's well configured. It's a personalized conversational chatbot solution. Very, very good.
Thank you, Tina. Love your enthusiasm and excitement about technology and IT. You've always loved it. You're awesome. Wait, I didn't mean to unmute you. You can speak.
Okay, great. Yes.
I don't know what happened. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I would just also say, I mean, imagine, you know, I think about AI and machine learning. I think I would like some clarification in terms of that, going back to OConnect. I think one of the inadequacies from the other developers is that they do not have enough samples of audio, and that's probably the reason why the translator is not working well. But I believe again in our OConnect is in having the accurate translating in OConnect, because remember we have 1.25 or and more all founders who are using the network at the moment, and the machine learning is learning the different what do you call it? The different accents, the different accents from different countries and the way they speak one language, English, for example. You know, and that's where the AI woke up. The machine learning is, oh, this is here, and the AI say, oh, this is from this accent is from Africa, this accent is from Malaysia, this accent is from Singapore. We speak funny English as well. So probably that is why we will definitely be on top of the other developers, because we have that huge sampling of people, the audio, to give that translator a better edge and accuracy. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it has something called automatic speech recognition. It captures a speech, and then I think it translates it into digital text before the translation. But you know, it's going to start slow. It's artificial intelligence, right? The beauty is that with time, the system perfects itself.
Yep.
See? Yes, so we will get it. It will get it. Maybe there might be a few different pronunciation because of pronunciation and stuff like that for the different countries. But as it goes along, as it collects the data, as it understands the data, as it reads it, it collects that information, translates it to digital text, and then converts it to those different languages. There are, mistakes, but it gets better with time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The system perfects itself.
That's what I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle Bob.
You're welcome.
I think Marty said it once that, Sona might start as an infant or a baby, but in due time, she's going to be an Einstein. So I'm looking forward to that. It's exciting. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. Okay, I'll mute.
Okay. Oh, we have, let's see, Violet Ryan, who would like to say a few words. Let me add you, pin you, and ask you to unmute. Go ahead. Hi, Violet. You see the button? There you go. You're good now.
Okay, thank you.
You have two devices. You maybe turn off the other device. You turn the volume down, please.
Yeah, sorry. We do have two devices here.
No problem.
And that's why I'm here. My son streams, and when he's streaming, I can't watch a webinar because there's not enough power or whatever it is it needs. He ends up dropping off, or I end up dropping off. And I was wondering, when we get our new data center, will it be able to handle things like that? Both of us working. That's
anyone want to take that? You can ask for clarification of her question.
This one, if you have connection problem within your house, this should be with your provider. I don't think it has anything to do. It has anything to do with ONPASSIVE. If ONPASSIVE launches our data center, has the capacity to carry our data and that of the customer. But if you have connection problem within your house, it should
No,
be connection.
it's not really a connection. We're both connected. It's just, I don't know. I'm not at home, so I can't ask him what he's the computer geek. So if I have any issues, I'm always going to him and saying, okay, my computer's doing this. What do I need?
But are you saying that your computer slows down when you both used it?
No.
Are you talking about the volume?
No. I'm talking about the reception. Like, I mean, hey, I drop right off. Like, Connect or what we're doing right now will just disappear for a second or two, and then I'll come back.
That's your
So
provider.
That's right. Okay.
This is the internet issues. So it's nothing to do with the ONPASSIVE. It's the internet issues, because if you are unable to connect to ONPASSIVE, that could be ONPASSIVE issues. But now, according to what you are saying, is the internet provider issues. So
okay,
it's not,
I'll let them know.
Provider,
And another question. Oh crumbs! I should have written them down. These senior moments are bugging me. What are we doing here? Oh yes, I ordered something online and found out that someone in South Africa got all my information and has gone on a shopping spree at my expense. Will that happen when we have our own data center?
Let me answer that. Our data center is well protected. That's why Mr. Ashmofara decided for us to get a data center, because he wants all our information to be protected. And remember, we're talking about security that's coming with the AI. There's database security. There's a lot around. Everything is encrypted. So the reason why Mr. Ashmofara did this, because he wants us to be rest assured that our data, they cannot mess up with our data. So you are in a good hand when it comes to ONPASSIVE.
Thank you. I am so tired of this.
Also, if I may add to what Brother Collins said, possibly you probably connected to this website through an unsecured website, or through directly without a VPN. Remember that we have our own virtual, right? You're going to probably use virtual to connect the internet, whatever you want to shop. So you are going to be secured all the way from your home, all the way into ONPASSIVE data center. So you are always going to be protected. Again, artificial intelligence is there. You have a security guard constantly guarding, watching over you.
The bank called me, or the people that have the card called me and made me aware of it. And they said, this person has been shopping. They've called us 5 or 6 times today. And apparently she bought an airline ticket to Dubai. She bought something on eBay, and then she bought something on Amazon, and she was going for more stuff, and they're blocking her. So the gentleman told me.
There's feedback.
Sorry,
Violet.
I know. Maybe do you want me to go to another room? I'm on a tablet. I can go to another room. Sorry. Yeah. So we what was it? Oh yeah, he told me to check on Google what happened. Like, is this website legit? And of course, I didn't do that before I left. Before I did, and so I did check, and it turns out that it wasn't anything phenomenal, but it's advertised on Facebook, so I assumed it was half decently safe. And now I'm telling everybody on Facebook to be careful, because this can happen. I mean, I already lost money on Bitcoin because of this,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
oh,
Let's
Hey,
Okay,
Violet,
Violet, what
okay.
advice
Okay.
I can give you? If you buy anything over the internet, you check your URL. If your URL is not HTTPS, if you don't see the S at the end of the HTTPS, it's not secure. Don't do it. Okay? Anytime you go
that's
for the
a lot of
internet,
info.
you do any payment, make sure that check your URL and then make sure that the HTTP, if it's handy P and then you can't see S, it's not secure. So don't do it. Stop the payment. So any
Okay.
payment you do over the internet, make sure you check this information before you carry on. If it's this,
Okay.
you can't see the S, it's not secure. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm going to put that on Facebook for everybody to understand
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
hey,
to
Thank
hey,
you.
understand that.
You
Violet,
guys are
come on.
darling.
Let me add something, Violet. This is very important. Most
Uh-oh.
people are hacked because they give the permission to the hacker.
I realize that, but
Yeah,
I don't
well-
know how much giving him permission.
Well, here's what happens. If somebody tells you you have been hacked, make sure you do this, 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 and this, don't do it.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard
yeah,
way too.
okay, yeah, don't do it. And remember, people are giving them access. Look, no matter how good the security is in ONPASSIVE, most of the problem is going to happen to people outside of the protection of ONPASSIVE. I'm telling you right now, it won't be with inside. It'll be something from the outside. If somebody says something to you, like Vincent said, if the S isn't behind the HTTP, don't do it. But also, if somebody's communicating with you and you don't know who they are, don't do it. Don't click on an email with something in there, special offer or one-time this. If you do it, you have already been hacked. As soon as you hit that button, you let them in.
I usually call my son. Can you take a look at this? Should I be opening this?
Well, here's another really great thing you can do. If the question comes in your mind, should I do it? Delete it.
The answer is no. Okay,
Yeah, the
got it.
answer is no. Don't even, if you say, I wonder if this is, it's not. As soon as that hits your mind, I wonder if this is, trust me, it's not.
Okay, wonderful.
I tell my
Thank you
kids the same
very
thing.
much.
They go, how do I know? I go, did you question it? Yeah, then don't do it. If it's that important, somebody will get a hold of you. Do yourself a favor because they're getting smarter. Trust
They
me.
are
Yeah, so
very
just be
smart.
careful. I don't
Okay,
want
thank
people to
you
get a
very much.
false hope. No matter how good ONPASSIVE is, if you do something outside of ONPASSIVE, you will get burned. And I'm telling you right
Ouch.
now. Yeah, that's exactly right. Ouch.
Okay, thank you very much. You guys are wonderful. I hope you have a
Thank
great
you,
weekend.
Violet. Thank you for asking your questions. All right. Next, we have Bruce Gerstein. Come on down.
Okay, then I'm down. I gotta say,
Yay.
you guys are like somebody put on the dream team before, and you guys are our dream team of tech guys. And I know that you guys you chomp at the bits to talk about it stuff, and you love talking about it. And one thing I'm very clear on is that everything is still done for us. And what you're really doing is reassuring everybody that this is all going to work and that this is how smoothly it's going to work. And when it comes to machine learning, that's something we don't talk a lot about too much. But if you think about like artificial intelligence, it means it's not intelligent yet. It has to learn things. And the more like we go into chat, I found that the more I communicate in there, the more it doesn't just refer me to a website. It tells me more and more information. And the more we all do that, the more it's learning. And the more it learns, it becomes easier for people who come in later to also get the same idea through them. So I gotta just say kudos to all you guys. My only question was, and Tina said it so beautifully, she said, because I didn't hear about machine learning tonight at all, really. But it's very important for people to understand what machine learning is all about. So maybe you could tell us a little bit more about that. Thanks again, Lynn and Ron. You guys are fantastic too.
Thank you, Bruce.
I hope my voice was clearer today.
Yeah, I could understand you. Any one of our
Excellent.
tech team can respond to your good questions.
Yeah, I think I heard that. I think Bruce is talking about machine learning, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't talk too much tonight about machine learning. If we can expand. So the topic was continuous integration. I think we've talked about AI. We've had AI here, artificial intelligence on this show. I think that was two or 2 weeks ago. But so today's topic was about the stocking the coal. You know, Mr. Ashbufar always talk about will provide more value. So we want to look at why Mr. Ashbufar is making this statement and how are they going to provide this value he's talking about. That's why we come up with the topic called continuous delivery. So it wasn't about machine learning, though we divert a little bit to talk about different areas. It was more about the value that Mr. Ashbufar is talking about that ONPASSIVE will provide. I don't know, but maybe if you want, we can find it there and then talk again about AI and machine learning. That would be great because it's a big topic.
Yeah, I think so. That's another night.
Yeah, we've done
Yes.
it before, but we can still do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
We have next Francisca. Hi, Francisca.
There we go. Great. Hi, guys. Wow, you guys are really putting the cherry on stacking the cool. It's always so great to hear the Friday Night Live. Thanks, Lynn. And oh my gosh, Colin and Vincent, I know it's like 2:30 in the morning in the UK. Like, you guys just rock. I just wanted to add in a comment. And, for those of us that attended last Wednesday, Marty and Red delivered a really super interview with Mohammed Kamel. He's the guy that's been the brains behind the project in Dubai, working with Ash, and he's the COO, Chief Operating Officer. So it was really great to hear the conversation. They did such a great job picking his brain, and what he was saying about Ash was, who is this guy? Like, they just couldn't believe how Ash, as Marty said, has no limits, the highest standards, no budget, no limits. He just goes to the top. And they were constantly saying, is this guy for real? He just attracts the right people. And they gave Ash this great quote: if it feels normal, it isn't the right thing to do. Because, of course, as Ash always says, we're a unique company. But what was really fun is when they said to him, where do you see ONPASSIVE in 5 to 10 years? Right away, he goes, we will control the galaxy. We'll be going to Mars, to Jupiter, and to Pluto. It was just so awesome. And I just wanted to add that in, given everything you guys have said, that, we are numero uno, we've got everything covered. We've done the foundation from the ground up. We've got everything right, modern, today's high standards, the best technology, the brightest brains, the greatest leader who's the biggest visionary ever, having this all be put together. So wow, we are just on a journey. So thanks, everyone. Just terrific to be here with you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Did any of you have a response to Francisca's comments? I believe we all agree with her that we are all in a great place and nobody's going to touch ONPASSIVE. We have that confidence in Ashmafara and the company. All right. Next, we have Guido Camanzi. Come on down, Guido.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm going to salute everybody and especially the IT team. So my question is, or leads. I'm waiting for or leads, like, you know, like how the believers, they are waiting for Jesus. So I know all leads, like I'm using Facebook advertisement and Google ad all the time, but it's really expensive. So for me to be able to get someone, I have to use like $20 a day, and I'm gonna get a list of 500 people with wrong number, wrong email, and at the end of the day, is like a bill of $500 a month, where I cannot get really quality lead, what we call hot leads. So I'm gonna ask one of the IT guy like Oliver, Bob, all the guy who are behind the engine, who understand the technical part of it, how OLED will work. Are we gonna be able to target really, as Ash talked about, to be able to target until we get those quality leads? Because I know like Facebook ad, they cannot target gender anymore. They cannot target age anymore. They stop them. Are we gonna be able to target and to go deeper and to get quality lead? How does it gonna be working? Thank you.
Marty, did you want to take that? Are you available? It's kind of a marketing related question.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not exactly sure what he's asking.
Guido, could you ask again in a...
How are we going to target what?
The leads. Leads or leads.
Or lead.
How are we going to target? That's very simple. People target now manually. It takes forever. It costs a lot of money. But when you're targeting using AI and you have a database of every IP address on the planet, it kind of narrows it down to, oh my God, okay? So what'll happen is somebody comes online and they say they want any to connect, something to do with conference calling or conference. And what'll happen is ONPASSIVE will shoot in their face and say, here we are, here's what we have. Now there'll be other companies and all that, but when you target, it's not offering somebody a refrigerator when they're looking for a chair. It's offering exactly what they're looking for, and it'll be around the world. Targeting works now, but they're not very good at it. Most companies just throw a bunch of advertisement out and whatever sticks, they're happy, but it's not very efficient, and you go through a lot of money to get what you want. What targeted traffic is, if a guy's looking for something, one of the products that Ask has, millions of them being sold daily, it will target that. It'll go to John Smith. John will look at it and go, wow, that's pretty interesting. They will show a comparison to everybody in the world. They will be better than everybody. They will be cheaper than everybody. And it'll be AI induced. You have a sale, you made a little commission, and so did people under you. That's exactly what they're going to do. It will be targeted to people that are looking for the products that are out there. And we'll have 20 products, then 50, then 100. And then even more so, we're going to have physical products. There won't be anything that somebody needs online. ONPASSIVE will have it, and it will be targeted. I gave an example before. My granddaughter has a mini iPad. The commercials on it are Chevy trucks. Now, Chevy's paying for those ads. Obviously, it's not targeted because I don't know any 5-year-old girl looking for a Chevy truck, okay? But every time that commercial comes up, they have to pay someone. They're paying somebody for that ad. The difference will be when that ad shows up to Oliver, it's because Oliver's looking for Connect. Exactly what he's looking for. Yes, we're going to pay for it, but it's a big difference. Now, when you get into targeted trafficking, it costs more money. But trust me, it's worth it because why? It's targeted. And then when you have AI involved, here's what happens. The traffic starts, AI is learning the buying habits of people. It will know your buying habits. It will go with you. And all of a sudden it'll say, okay, most people in Bangladesh buy on the 5th time, and usually they're a male, and usually they're 35 years old. That's just an example, by the way. That's targeting at its finest. It can happen. When I did it manually, for one thing, I'm sweating. Why? Because it costs me money. I don't get results right away. I have to wait 7 days. With artificial intelligence, it's not waiting. It's happening every second, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:10, 3:15, 3, and everywhere in the world. So when it goes to this guy, it's going, okay, he only looked at 30 seconds out of a 45-second commercial. So it reminds them, hey, boom, 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 because once they add their name and email, they're in the database, which we talked about, of ONPASSIVE, which is money. Data is money. Don't fool yourself. Any data is money. It's gold. And the more they collect, and while we're collecting it, we're not renting the vault. We're not putting our money in the bank. We are the bank. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing your data. We own the bank. So everything we do, it's storing and storing and storing and storing and getting smarter. So our ads will increase in brilliance as it advertises. What it costs to do 10,000 leads in January might cost you half as much in June, just because of time and what it's learning. I hope that helps you a little bit, but that's the best I can see it. I'm not inside, and I really, we're all going by, I know how it works, but I don't know how they're going to deliver it. Nobody does. But that's,
Marty, he was talking about also that he spends money on these leads and they're no good.
oh yeah, look, if you want to give money away, I'll give you my address and you send it to me. If you buy leads, you're throwing your money away. If you cannot create your own leads, and I mean hundreds a day, qualified leads, don't buy leads. None of them are any good. Guaranteed. I'm not just saying that. I spent tens of thousands of dollars online in 15 years. I know. Don't buy solo ads. And some guy will say, hey, I got leads. I got emails and names. If a name is older than 4 months old, it's dead. It's dead. You can't do it. You got to constantly build a new list. This is what ONPASSIVE is going to do for you. That's exactly the facts.
How is OLEAD going to be different than these other companies?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting leads every day. Every day, a brand new lead. By the thousands, maybe 1 million a day.
So another question, Marty, like Facebook used to target those people as exactly you just said there. And then the legal part of it, they came and start stopping them to target people. I'm talking about the legal side of it. That means you cannot target the gender. You cannot target the age anymore.
Okay, listen. I know that all sounds good. I could target anybody I want right now on Facebook. I could do it in 5 minutes.
Seriously, even the age.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. What you do is it's not targeting like you think. I'm not going after Fred Flintstone. I'm going after an age group that I want to show my ad to. And why am I showing my ad to that age group? Because 6 months in a row, it pointed to that age group. It just took me a while to figure it out, because why? I'm human. Artificial intelligence will figure that out in minutes. And the longer it runs, the smarter it gets. You can target people that are looking for something. That's advertising. I can't go knock on your door and steal your bank account number. That's different. I'm not talking about, they're spamming. The company's going to go after people that are looking for what we have. Not going after them and knock on the door and say, you need to have, you need to have this product. No. That's not what we're doing. Right now, all the products that you see in ONPASSIVE are being sold for hundreds of billions of dollars a year. The difference is what we have is better, higher technology, better value. It's that simple. And targeted traffic is not illegal. Spamming's illegal, going after people illegally. But if somebody comes online and they look on Google and say, I want to know about this. You can share with them what you have. If they look at it and say, oh, I want to know more, and you put your name and email in, you did that. They're not going to make people do that. But once it's fair game and then you find out what people want, you just offer it to them. Here's what I got. The company, we won't even bash other companies. We're just going to show them what we have. And common sense will be, that's cheaper. It's got technology. It's got artificial intelligence. And I can have unlimited for 1/10 the price. What are they going to do? They're going to buy it. That's all ONPASSIVE did. Now, I understand where you're going with the legal part of it. Trust me, we're not doing anything illegal. There's advertisements all over the world. All over the world. What you do is up to you. But once you put your name and email saying, I'm interested, you could be caught like a fish. And it's and it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. That's how the market works. If you were worried about a bad thing, look what Facebook does. They sell your info without you asking you. How do I know? Go look up something on Google. Say you want a recliner right now, all of you. Go say, I'm looking for a recliner. You get on Facebook and recliners will be all over the right side of your screen. That's illegal. That's nasty, but they get away with it. That's not ONPASSIVE. Everything you see in ONPASSIVE is from ONPASSIVE. And if you come into ONPASSIVE world, it's because you asked to be there. You're saying, I want to know. Seriously. So yeah, it's not, they look way in it. They got lawyers that are choking on money from ONPASSIVE. He's got lawyers in every continent, everywhere. For that reason, though, I understand what you're saying. But don't confuse what is illegal and what isn't. They're doing nothing illegal. They're going to be the best marketers on the planet, bar none. And guess what? You're going to reap the benefit because you're the best marketer on the planet. You're one of 1 million that are the best in the whole world. You just don't know it yet because they're doing everything for you. I hope that made sense because I did drink a lot of caffeine today. Anyway,
How was that, Guido? Was that good?
Yeah, it's good. I appreciate that, Mary, and everybody.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking questions that probably others have. So thank you. We next have Sylvie Wanji. Hi, Sylvie.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you for giving me the floor. I'm Sylvie Wanji, speaking to you since Houston, Texas, in the United States. And I would like to say thank you to Lynn and Ron for putting this amazing webinar in place. Very, very rich, full of information. Thank you, Maddie, for your support. Thank you to all the leaders and all the participants. I am a proud founder of ONPASSIVE. Although I don't know that much regarding IT, I can tell that today I'm able to talk a little bit about AI or some feature of technology. This is because of you guys who are working so hard, tirelessly. Thank you so very much to the IT professional for their teaching. Thank you, Uncle Bob, Oliver, Vincent, and our brother, how come I forget it?
Oliver, Bob,
Collins, yes, our brother Collins, I'm sorry. So you are doing a tremendous job. Today, we all know that ONPASSIVE is an AI-driven artificial intelligence, the latest technology. And we heard before that it is integrated. I know now that integration means putting product together, inserting some product within others. And that said, I would like a clarification, if someone can clarify that to me, regarding when ONPASSIVE unleashed to the world. Since it's ONPASSIVE is over deliver. If a reseller comes and just want, let's say, OConnect, and is OConnect is going to be integrated with all the products, or how is it going to be? Is ONPASSIVE offer all the products for someone who just needs OConnect? So I would like to, for you guys to give me, when you talk about integration, is it what it means that all the product, let's say we have 50 products, so all the 50 products are they together? So please give me a clarification.
Maybe Marty would want to respond to that one. Marty.
Okay, thank you.
Boy, yeah, I'll respond. Listen, there'll be package deals. So somebody, I don't know what those deals are, but there'll be packages. So somebody buys OConnect, there might be something with it. But the neat thing about it, Sylvia, is if somebody buys a package, and let's say it's OConnect, while they're using it, there will be buttons in there that say, this will work well with this, like a whiteboard, or create your own page. They don't have to do it, but they'll look at it and say, oh, that would go good with this. You click it, there'll be a little video or something that explains why this other product would work well with it. They say, well, let me look at it. They click on it and find out if you own these two, you can have this one for a low price of blank and make it part of your package deal. Now, I just made that up, but I believe that's how it's going to be. Any package somebody buys, there's going to be something in there that will say, hey, you have a bologna sandwich. Bean with bacon soup goes great with that pig, right? Or you got a grilled cheese, you got to have tomato soup. I think all the other things will be intertwined if you want to. It's not going to be shoved in your face, but inquiring minds, what do people do? What's that? And they click on it. And I also think that there'll be a way where they look at it and they see $5 in a wallet. What's this about? Well, if you share this with 3 people, you can have the product for free.
Okay, that sounds great.
That's how I believe it's going to work.
Thank you so very much,
I
Buddy.
will double check with Ash because I've been known to put foot in mouth, but no, I believe that's right.
It sounded logical, right, Sylvie?
Yes, it is. Yes,
it makes sense to me.
Oh, yes. Thank you so very much. Let's continue stacking the cool. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We have Gladys Navarro. Hi, Gladys.
Hi, Lynn and Ron. Thank you so much for having us on tonight. And thank you to all Tech Pros for always breaking it down for us to understand. I'm just going to add on to what Mary spoke about, not being worth it to pay for leads. And I'm going to give an example of, you see the 4 people. Look at the first 4 people on the, on the panel. When you pay to some companies to get leads, and I'll give an example, a real example what happened. We can pay 4 people that we are paying for leads, and the company can tell us, other companies out there, I've used one, they can say that they are going to give us 100 leads for $350 a month each. So I pay $350 and the other person pays, the 4 of us pay, but in the end, they give us the same leads for that money. I was running a home care agency, skilled nursing, and we were paying, my family was paying $350 a month, and we were promised to get 350 leads, 100 leads a month. So what used to happen when that company gets someone who is surfing online looking for skilled nursing services, they could send us a message immediately and give us the name of the person and the phone number to call that person. And I was on top of those alerts. The moment the alert came in, I called immediately. thinking I'm the only one calling. But by the time I call, the patient is already tired because he has received maybe 10 calls of people asking him, oh, I just got information you are looking for services. So those are not really leads that are targeted that you can count on. That's why I say that we are very lucky to have Ash, who is the master of traffic in-house, who is going to bring to us targeted traffic. And the good thing is that everything is done for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Marty, did you want to respond to that?
She's 100% right. That's what I was talking about. They rip you off and then they charge you a boatload. And this poor guy that's getting 50 calls, he doesn't know he's on a list. He's begging to the third guy, get me off the list. He doesn't even want what you have on top of that. And he got on somebody's list and they built a list and they sold it to somebody else. It's horrible. It's corruption. It's what it is. Exactly what Ash talks about, that people just get abused. And that's what gave a bad name to MLM or marketing online. So many people get ripped off. You can't trust anybody, but never, ever, ever buy leads. Ever, ever. If you can't create leads, don't get a business online. If you want a business online and you don't create leads, get in on ONPASSIVE. There's no other place. I'm telling you, there's nothing else out there but ONPASSIVE. 0, 0, 0.
Excuse me. Thank you. Very good. I see that David Bacau is in the house, and I wanted to know if you. Oh, he raised his hand right after I said his name. You read, you read my mind. Welcome, David. You can unmute yourself now. Good to see you here.
Thank you, Lynn. And thank you, Bob. Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, all you tech guys. You know, I am learning so much from you guys. Thank you. And I want to invite you to Papua New Guinea. And you will also, you know, explain more on that, the process of this building a data center, and you know, explaining it more to our people. I agree with Marty. I am telling my people, you know, we got to use the products because it's AI inbuilt, as I understand, and it will continue to learn as we use it more. And especially in Sona, when the OChat Sona, when we are using it, and
you're going out, not in, going in and out, I guess I should say. Perhaps you can turn, David, you might want to turn off your video. David? David?
The languages across languages and try and translate. I can understand it. I'm really excited.
Okay, yeah, we missed maybe about one full minute. Yes, we missed about a 1 minute of what you said. So could you backtrack about 1 minute?
Yeah, I was I agree with Marty, as our products are AI guided, and along the way as we grow, it will pick up a lot of information. We are going to feed it. I'm telling my people here that they must be connected and get engaged and start using the products so that it will learn about the content domestically also. So it's collecting information all around the world. And wherever we are as founders, we are we are using it and we are putting information into the system. It collects it for us so that when somebody else comes in and they have a similar issue and they want to query about it, the machine has already worked out a solution for it. So that's how I understand it. And I'm really excited to be a founder and to be in this company. And I'm just ready. I'm just ready. I just want to see it launch, and then we will go to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, David. We are with you in that. We're waiting for the launch, and we know everything is going to be outstanding when that happens. We're all waiting in anticipation, and when it happens, it's going to be huge. So we're excited. Marty, did you want to say something in response to David's comments?
No, David, David's been, he also marketed a long time. He understands that trying to buy leads or get leads like that is just a mistake. David, I asked the tech guys to come tomorrow night. I think some are, maybe all of them are, tomorrow at midnight. And
Yes.
yeah, they're going to go over the data center with you, David, with your people. So
Yeah.
That would be great. We're looking forward to being there tomorrow night, midnight. So for those of you watching tonight, please attend the Papua New Guinea webinar. It's every Saturday at midnight. It's an awesome webinar. I always gain a lot from it. So we welcome you to attend. Please attend. All right, I think we've answered, we've called on all the people who wanted to speak tonight. So what I would like to do at this point is to allow our tech team to wrap it up. Each of them can say a few words. So let's start with Vincent Ete.
Hi, thank you, Lynn. Thank you also, Marty and Ron. Yeah, so thank you. It was a great webinar. And thanks also all the participants to be here. And then tomorrow we have another webinar. It will be 5 p.m. EST. Yeah, so tomorrow. So please attend. Also, we'll be here, 4 of us, and then we can also go more about any question or anything we have to understand, and then we are here to help. So thank you very much, and all have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Vincent. Let's go now to Collins. Mana.
Yes, I'm here, present. Yeah, so it was really a great webinar, and I just want to thank all the participants and the panelists for great questions. So yeah, one of the things I want to say is the founder should rest assured that what we have said here is just what we think it's happening behind the scene, and just to give you that idea of what is going on. So the fact that we don't see things doesn't mean it's not happening. 90% of what they are doing, especially in ONPASSIVE, we don't see. We see just 10% or maybe 5%, and we see just the finished product. So it's just to give you an idea and to share that idea, which is really great as a founder, for you to at least have a tip of how software is being built. Because the reason why we started doing this is because a lot of people always say, oh, it's online business. They really confuse between an IT company and all this dodgy company out there. And we want to explain that what we have today in ONPASSIVE is a global IT company building real solution. And they are all real people, real engineers working day and night for us all. So we shouldn't take it lightly. We should take it because it's a golden opportunity for all of us. So sometimes when I see that people said that online business, it really upset me, because I said, this is an IT company, it's not an online business. It's typical, it's nothing that has ever been done before. This is new, and honestly, I don't really blame those who don't really understand it, but maybe with time, they will understand what ONPASSIVE is all about. So let us love it. Let us be patient. Let us know IT is something that takes time, takes time to build. Sometimes you can't control it. I will say for myself today, bro, Oliver called me. I was running a program. I couldn't have control. I was supposed to deliver a week ago, but I'm 2 days behind because the technology is doing its own thing. So it's beyond my control. So there is nothing I can do. And I believe most of the IT people face this problem. You know, this is a typical thing. When you are building software, you don't have control over it. The machine will do it in its own time. If it says 2 days, it's 2 days. There's nothing you can do. You can't push it. So I just want all of us to rest assured and know that we are in good place and we should enjoy and trust the process. Thank you, Lynn.
That was very, very reassuring. Thank you. We have next Oliver Fonte from the United States. Go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody, the participant, and that it was a great webinar and good questions. And come again next week, Friday, and tomorrow we'll have another one, like my brother Vincent said, 5 p.m. Saturday for the OTEC, same topic, but we are going to go details a little bit in it, and continuous delivering is going to keep us ahead of the game. As the CEO said, we are going to be ahead of the game with continuous delivering. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, we'll have Bob Takusi take the floor. Okay, you're muted.
I thought I unmuted myself. Okay. All right. Yes, everyone. It's a pleasure being here as always. Friday Night Live now is now the norm for all of us. So thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you, Uncle Ron. Thank you, Maddie, all our viewers, our attendees. It's a pleasure. Stacking the cool. Mr. Mufara said we're going to stack the cool. And I love the way he says it. You know, he says it with some ambiance, you know, and it's what is happening. We are going to be stacking the cool and, you know, continuous delivery. Yes, because why? ONPASSIVE is superior. We're going to say this all the time. ONPASSIVE is superior. Our products are superior. And to maintain that edge, we have to have continuous delivery. We're going to add functionality as we go along. We're going to add functionality. Mr. Ash Mufara is a crazy guy. He can think of something and say, okay, let's do that anytime. You know, we have the template, like my brother Oliver said, there's a template already where it will not take much time, but we'll go through the process. So, you know, it's really great. We are sophisticated, as we know, and we are secure. So all we need to do is just hunker down a little bit. It's technology, like my brother Colin said, but we are fine. Ash Mufara, one of the stories that will be told about ONPASSIVE is the time it took for it to be delivered. Most of us in here, we know that normally this solution takes at least 5 to 8 years, guaranteed. So Mr. Ash Mufara, as he is, only him alone knows, you know, how it is done. That's one of the stories that will be told about ONPASSIVE. Those who are going to write about ONPASSIVE, the people who are going to come and investigate, and the other engineers who will come and figure out, try to look, when everything is revealed to the public, the work that has been done, they will be like, wow, how did he do it? You know? So I just want to thank everybody for coming again tonight. I hope you learned something. And like Brother Colin said, this is just informational. We're just here to just break things down as much as we can. You need not know anything about the workings of ONPASSIVE. We are founders, the system is automated, it's integrated, it's working for you. You need not know anything that's happening in ONPASSIVE. All what you really need to know is how to log into your back office, connect your wallet to your account, and make sure you can download the money when the old wallet is available. Really, you know. So let the system play out for us. We have a founder who is on top of the game, a strategic thinker. Every step that Mr. Mufara takes is strategic and important for the benefit of all of us. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope to see you, some of you, tomorrow at our OTEC Pros webinar and also at Papua New Guinea webinar at midnight. Thank you, Auntie Lee. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I see that we have in the house some leaders here, and I want to make sure they have an opportunity to speak. There's Julie Wynn sitting there, but I think I don't know if she can come and unmute herself, but she's welcome to. Julie, if you would like to speak. feel free to. You're not obligated to. I also noticed we have Key Wendell, who joined us tonight toward the latter end. If you would like to speak, just raise your hand. We also
He just signed off.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
He's working, so he was trying to take in as much as he could. We also have Chris Johnson, who's not co-host, but he's in the panelist list. Chris, did you want to say anything? Or are you still there? He was there. Maybe he just dropped out.
No, he's in. Unmute him. He's in.
Okay. Let me find him. He what? See, I don't see him right now.
Hey, Lynn, you need a new pair of glasses. If you can't see this big head, I don't know what's going on with those glasses you got on.
Oh, what? Are you under C, the letter C?
I'm under, Marty put me under super.
He put you under super? What?
Superfly.
Marty changed my name again.
Well, how the heck am I going to find you? So silly. Okay.
Hey, great job, guys. Of course, actually, I know what you're talking about. When you talk about foundations, basically layman's terms, thanks, Marty, for putting me in my big head. Hey, layman's terms, we have everything in place. The foundation was built. The security is there. And we're going places, folks. ONPASSIVE is going to take you places where you've always wanted to go, and it's going to help a lot of people. That's exactly what these guys were saying tonight with all their techo stuff. And they know me now that I don't have a clue about technology. But thank you very much, guys. The doctors are about to leave the house tonight. That's it, Lynn.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate it. Next, we have Richard Lamott.
Love all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Ron, for putting this on Friday night. I couldn't ask for a better webinar. I mean, I'm not too techie, but I'm learning. I'm learning from these tech boys. And I like the way that you make them kind of bring them down to our level a little bit so we can understand. And Marty, my God, you couldn't say it any better. Same with you, Chris. And I love all of you, and keep up the good work. I love every minute of it. And I give you a big kiss and a big hug to everybody. Hi, Julie.
We love you, Richard. And I see Julie. Come on down, Julie. Let me bring it to the middle here. Let's see.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Ron. All the tech men behind the scene, thanks so much for everything that you guys are doing. I just wanted to come on here and say congratulations, everyone. If you are founders of ONPASSIVE, I wanted to congratulate you. We are in the good place, in the good time. And remember, ONPASSIVE is the resident of Khalifa Tower. So let's all be proud to be part of this. Just congratulations, everyone, all of us. So, and if you are in Orange County, or if you have friends or anyone in Southern California, we do have a live event. Please share. If you have guests, friends, family member, just let us know. We'll take care of them. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, all the tech guys. See you tomorrow. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Julie. Somebody renamed you Peacock. Who is that, Julie?
It's a peacock. It's a peacock with pretty tails.
Yes,
Thank
pretty
you,
feathers. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you. I see we have Dr. Bill Williams in our participant list. Would you like to say a few words, Dr. Williams?
I sure would.
All
Very
right.
good program tonight, guys. Lynn, kudos to you bringing all these stars back to talk about tech. Yeah, I was a webmaster for many years. As the internet got started, I was a webmaster building websites, and I'm excited about what's coming up with this whole program we have where we don't have to build the websites anymore. They're going to be automated for us. It's so hard to build a website that most people never would attempt it. And then all those who weren't keeping up with it quickly ran out of being up to date. And so after about 5 years of doing it, I gave up and stopped doing it because it was just too hard to keep up with all the new changes that kept coming every year. So when we have a team like we have in Hyderabad doing the work and we get to reap the benefits, that's so much value, high value. And we're going to be really enjoying that from now on, knowing that people that are keeping up with it are going to always be in front of us and not have to learn it ourselves.
Good points. Thank you, Dr. Williams. Appreciate
Reporting
it.
from the beach, St.
are you-
Augustine Beach.
Wow. Your background that's a snowy background you got there.
Yeah, that's a real place here in St. Augustine.
Ah.
The sand dunes and the fences.
Is that Florida?
St. Augustine, Florida.
Yeah, cool.
Never
Good
been
deal.
there.
It's beautiful.
Good.
He's right.
Good to
Is it?
see all of you guys tonight. And this is much warmer than Boston.
Yes, it is.
Boston was freezing cold for me. My goodness. All right, we have Guido Kamanzi. Go ahead, Guido.
Hello again. Can I ask Dr. Bill a quick question on the website he just talked about? So,
Yes.
Dr.
Sure.
Bill, so you mean the system will be able to build a website for ourselves? We're not going to do it manually? That's my question.
Yeah, they'll build them automatically for us from start to finish, but we'll have the ability to tweak them and change them as we wish.
Does that answer your question, Guido? Oh, wait, sorry, gotta unmute you.
Yeah,
How was
thank
that?
you, Bill. Thank you, Dr. Bill and Lynn. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome.
Because
All
I've
right,
tried to build one too for 5 years, and I couldn't be able to build even the homepage.
Well, you're in good shape now that you're in ONPASSIVE. Everything will be done for you.
Thank you.
No sweat. Easy going. Success is guaranteed. That is why we are in ONPASSIVE. Everything is done for us. Automation is the name of the game. All right. So we're all in great shape. So at this time, I think we're ready to wrap it up. Marty, did you want to say final comments before we end? Marty?
Tech guys, great job. Ron, Lynn, always good. You almost have up to 300 people. That's crazy on a Friday night. Very good. Tech guys, you're getting better every week. Pretty soon, I'm gonna need your autograph now while you'll still sign it. Anyway, that's all I have.
Okay, I think we're ready to wrap up then. Appreciate everyone for being here. Ron, did you want to say anything? Ron Halbert, my co-host.
Just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you, tech guys, for coming on and doing your thing. You're great. And I hope everyone has a good weekend. And ONPASSIVE is at the top. So your ears are going to pop.
At the very top, right?
That's right.
The
That's
very
right.
top. Mm-hmm.
Good night, everybody.
And I'd like to, at this time, just thank the people that have supported us. Marty DeGarmo, who always hosts this webinar. We appreciate him for that. Chris is there to post our webinar in the back office and do other behind the scenes efforts. Julie's always there for us as well. Thank you to Bill Musk, who creates our graphics week in, week out. He's always there for us. We appreciate Bill very, very much. And to all of you who are our participants or attendees, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts because if we didn't have you, we wouldn't have Friday Night Live. So we love you to pieces and we appreciate your loyalty. We see the same people coming in week after week, asking to be on the panel. They want to be engaged. You're really special to us. So we love you. We thank you. Come back and see us next week, Friday, same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Eastern time. At this time, I'm going to unmute everybody and everyone can say bye-bye to each other. All right, everybody's unmuted now.
Hello.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Everyone.
Night, night, everybody.
Too much, Chris.
Friday. Happy Friday.
Everybody.
From you, Stan.
Get a slice. Yes, you cracked me up, buddy. Too, Marty.
Everybody was amazing.
Thanks, Lynn.
Have a
Dear.
coming to get you. Yeah.
Hey, my brother Chris.
Ron.
Spotlight.
Thank you,